I know my school had like right before they ended up doing uniforms, they had like an anti-wrestling crusade. I don't know if your school ended up doing something similar to that, but
No.
we weren't allowed to wear wrestling because I guess like some kids in the news had like DDT'd each other and got hurt because like
Yeah.
that's what kids
It
do.
was always wrestling or Power Rangers. You weren't allowed to watch Power Rangers or wear Power Rangers shirts to school. We used to take dadgum plastic ninja stars and swords and hit each other. And
Yeah.
when we couldn't do that, we'd had sticks. It won't stop us from beating each other. That's what kids do.
Well, like I talked on the stream a couple of days ago, even my mom, she kind of joined in on the wrestling is bad bandwagon because of all the
Mm-hmm.
silly news reports until like I almost broke my arm jumping off of the roof of the house trying to be Mary Poppins. And then she kind of realized like I was going to do stupid stuff regardless.
She's like, Lord, my son's stupid anyways.
Yeah,
That's
he thought he could fly using an umbrella jump. I mean, luckily it was just a one-story
because you
house,
watch
but
Batman too much.
isn't
When
that how
Batman
one of the
Returns came out, that's what we did. We jumped off everything we climb up on the umbrella.
freaking isn't that how Hank Venture died? And like when they were doing like kind of like a montage of all the deaths of the Venture brothers, like when they finally revealed they were clones. There was one instance where I saw he had like an umbrella and it looked like he was about to jump off the building. I'm like, that's me.
Roshi Paradox said Larry Poppins or Mary Poopins.
Larry
What about
Poppins.
Harry Poopins? And why ain't you in here, Hiroshi Paradox?
He's probably eating supper like he was last time, Doug.
No, that's true.
And Dave's in the shower.
Yeah.
He's shower streaming, man. You know people who like drink in the shower and shit?
I've heard
Like
stories.
I'm not even talking about like alcohol. Like people taking like Red Bulls or like a coffee or something in
I'm
the
not gonna
shower
bring nothing
too.
in the shower.
I've never understood why people would want to drink in the shower. That one
It's like
I've
let me take
smoked
this.
in the shower a couple of times, like a cigarette, not
It's like
like
let me
it's
take this drink in here and ruin it.
yeah. It's like I want all this water, all my nasty body water bouncing off of me and landing in this cup so I can like recycle it back into my body. Yeah, one of my friends did that too. Like I caught him because like
That's gross.
I went in the bathroom after him and it smelled like death, but there was also like a brand new just like empty can of sardines in the trash bin too, and
Oh,
I was like, "Oh man." I was like, "No wonder why it smells like you killed somebody every time you go."
sardines is bad, but eating sardines while you poop.
Yeah, he'd be eating those while he's pooping and stuff.
He must have just been trying to save time.
I mean, I'll take a cup of coffee in with me when like for my morning poop or something like that. But I'm not gonna eat on the toilet, man. That's just too close to home. I smoked a cigarette in my shower and quit soon after, is what Dave said. Yeah, I would actually like sometimes like I'd be in such a rush back when I was smoking cigarettes. I would be able to smoke a whole cigarette like in the shower. Like I wouldn't touch it. I'd just hold it in my mouth like Dale Gribble and just keep it out of the way of the water the whole time.
Shasha.
I don't do stuff like that now anymore. I'm on these little vape pens, but I'm working on getting off of those too.
It's gonna be just doobies before long.
Yeah, it's just gonna be doobies. Which I got that weed soda now too, Doug. So
Weed soda.
I could eat, drink, and breathe nothing but marijuana now.
Yeah, I mean it's America.
I've got some. It's a shame you guys don't have it, but I'm sure. Like I've got some edibles that I take that actually help me sleep and everything, and those
Uh,
would probably
you
do
can't own
wonders
guns
for
and
you.
you can't own guns and smoke weed. So
Oh, they actually just ruled against that the other day.
now they're trying to. It's still not infected
Oh yeah,
completely.
I was watching that. But
I
that's
seen
only
that
if you
too.
have a medical card, though, or any prior convictions, as long as they
Fox
don't catch
Pro
you.
is in the chat. I'm dropping
Like,
links.
like here in Washington State, they couldn't do anything because it's legal recreationally, so there's no way for them to keep track of who's buying it and everything like that. Especially since most shops kind of want to do cash only, anyways, because the state tries to screw them on taxes. So they
Yeah,
try to screw the state back, which I'm more than happy to help with. Nothing's more patriotic than tax evasion.
exactly. Ashton Jackal says next state over we can load up on weed. I've never smoked weed one time in my life.
I don't know if you would like it. I'm not
I don't
sure.
think it would. I don't. I don't like. Man, I don't even like taking a Benadryl. Anything that just makes me feel different, I don't like it.
I've just always had this kind of autistic mind that's going at like 130 miles an hour constantly, and weed's been the only thing that kind of helps me slow down and instead of running circles around everybody, because it made it difficult for a while.
See, I'm constantly loaded up on tons of caffeine, so I don't. I don't want to slow down.
No, but I don't know, different strokes for different folks. Some people like it, some people don't.
I
I
don't have.
like
I don't have a problem with it.
yeah, I
More
like
people. More people have get killed by drunk drivers than anything else. You don't hear about anybody smoking a joint and killing the whole family. So
well, all the guys who are driving while they're stoned, Doug, they're going like 5 miles an
yeah,
hour.
they're not hurting
They're waiting
anybody.
for that stop sign to turn green, you know?
Most of them, I actually think, just get in the car and start it and sit there.
I've driven stoned a couple of times. I'm not necessarily proud of it, but I just kind of didn't really have a choice at the time. Like something would stick around a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Um, but it's actually not that bad. It definitely doesn't put you in a state of feeling like when you do drink. I don't know. Have you gotten drunk, Doug? I,
Uh,
I ain't ever
I've
heard any stories about you drinking.
I've tried it and I've had some experiences. It's not anything that alters my state of mind. I'm not good with.
Yeah. Well, alcohol really kind of like slows people down and turns them really sluggish. And I don't know. I guess we can do that to some people. Some people, it kind of perks them up a little bit. It's not the same kind of thing, though. You're not getting the same effects by doing the weed. Just kind of relaxes you. It's like taking a good painkiller. It just makes you feel kind of groovy.
And I can't even explain it, dude. I can't anything other strong anything other than like an aspirin, and it puts me in a like just a downward spiral into depression. And
Yeah.
like Benadryl, cough syrup, anything.
Yeah,
So
I don't really do a lot of pills or anything like even like Tylenol or over the counter stuff. We
I'd
were
be
talking about the other night when I was like, when I have a headache, I just take a nap or just wait until it goes away.
that's what I try to do. Or like I take Excedrins now because sometimes I have such really bad headaches. Most of the time though, I got an ice pack and I'll just go and lay down in the bed and put it on my head. And if I fall asleep, I usually wake up and feel better. So
I've seen they have like these froze things you can put in the freezer that like eye masks that you can freeze that are supposed to be really good for them.
I need to get one of those.
And it's just like it's filled with like a gel. Alcohol is a depressant. Your body gets hyper at first to try and counter it.
Yeah, I don't need it. I don't need anything that takes me down a notch. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I just don't react well to stuff like that.
Some people don't. Like my dad, it's not that he had a bad reaction, but like I tried to smoke weed with my dad a lot, but for some reason, I don't know why. But he always would say like he never got high. He never felt anything off of it. And I don't think he was lying to me either because he never acted any different. And I would be giving him stuff that should have blown him
Hmm.
away. Like I wasn't giving him like anything light. I was at first, but towards the end there. But some people are just really weird. They just, well, I wouldn't say weird, but they just don't get anything out of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I have like stuff affect me different, like really weird. If I take Benadryl, it doesn't like most people makes them tired.
Yeah,
It makes me like angry. It makes me really mad. And if I take cough syrup, usually instead of keeping me up, I mean, put me to sleep, it keeps me up, and I can't sleep, and then that makes me mad, and it's just like I try
that's
not to take
really
it.
weird, but
Yeah, I
that's
know it.
kind of funny too, because I kind of imagine you like getting yourself into a situation and being like Popeye, but instead of pulling out a thing of spinach, it's just like a thing of Benadryl, and you're like, so you can
Take a
Hulk
couple.
out. You're like, "Arr, I'm ready now."
Yeah, like
Uh,
I used to take them before. If I'm up and I take them, they make me angry. But if I take them, like if I'm about to go to bed, and like sometimes you take some because you're all congested and crap. If I do that, then I have all these weird dreams all night, and I wake up and I'm like super depressed. I'm like super like low, and I cannot get out of it for 2 or 3 days.
yeah. Hey, I saw something. I don't know if you saw anything about it, or maybe I just dreamed it, but I thought I saw something just a little bit of it ago about Bruce Willis having dementia.
Yeah, you did see that because I saw it on Facebook a little while ago.
Huh. Well, at least we don't have to bear any more Die Hard movies. I don't know. I mean, it sucks. My grandmother had that. That is very terrible. Like,
Yeah, my grandpa had it. I wouldn't wish it on
honestly,
anybody.
if I get it and I'm aware enough, I'm going to take myself out, man, because that is just no. It's nothing you can cure either because it's like where your brain is essentially rotting and getting like holes in it and stuff. So it's nothing you can even come back from. It's not like, oh, hey, you take this magic pill and bam, you're good to go. No, it's literally your brain rotting away inside of your head.
Yeah, it's not like a lot of people think that Alzheimer's and that are similar. They're not because
Mm-mm.
with Alzheimer's you'll have good days and bad days. With dementia, once you hit a point, you're just
Yeah, Alzheimer's is different because like you say, like Alzheimer's is more of like a chemical kind of thing going on. Whereas dementia is actually your brain rotting and
yeah.
dying and decaying, and that's why you're losing access to like all of these different memories and functions and stuff like that. That's why if I ever know I got it, or if you ever see a report where it's like Skinny has been diagnosed with dementia, like I need all of y'all like, cock your lever action rifles and go hunting for Skinny because I don't want to be here anymore. Like I
Uh,
don't.
we'll we'll pass away in the gulag before that happens.
You're already dead by that point, like you can either like suffer through it or but then your family suffers through it too. Like that
Hmm.
stuff was rough with me and my grandmother, and then even her kids had to end up taking care of her at the end.
Well, what's crazy is like Grandpa. One day I go to his house and I'm talking to him, and you could tell something was up. But I still talk to him. It's still Grandpa. Then the next, it's like I turn around like a couple days later, and he's in the nursing home, and I go to visit him, and he's talking, but it's just nonsense. I mean, there's
Yeah,
nothing. Then I come back a few days later, and he doesn't even look like Grandpa in the face. There's nothing. He doesn't talk. He doesn't do anything. And then shortly after that, he passed away.
a lot of that nonsense too is like really early memories too. I learned that with my grandmother because, like, towards the end of when I was getting ready to stop taking care of her because it was just too much for us. Um, when it's getting to that point where I was passing her on, she had gotten to the point where she kept talking about a different house and that was her home and everything. And come to find out, she was talking about like the house she grew up in.
Yeah.
So to us, it seemed like a bunch of, mumbo jumbo, but it actually was like just really early memories for her. Like that's how far back it had taken her. But she's at peace now, so hopefully we ain't got to deal with that. On the upside, I got something cool.
I'm actually in the dark tonight.
Yeah, it is Doug after dark. I should probably be
I don't know
after
why,
dark
but
too.
the camera randomly worked good tonight in the dark. Last night it did not want to work.
There we go.
Let me click on it.
Hey, Carlos just turned this into me. Sent you the inks for this one before, but I asked him because since we're gonna launch 3 kind of closer to St. Patty's Day and everything, I was like, I didn't even really give him any direction. I just said, just do something with like Otis and leprechauns or something. I was really vague about what I asked him to do, and I
And
think
it
he hit it
turned
out of
out
the park,
awesome.
man.
Yeah, dude, for
I love
real.
how he's got one of them just by the leg, like he's just swinging them around.
I love how he's got the pot of gold. He's just like, I've got it. It's mine.
That's mine. I'm taking it. I don't care what you midgets say. It even kind of looks like a lollipop guild a little bit with the
Yeah.
red and white. I love it, man. He just turned that into me, so I'm really
Kind of
happy
reminds
with
me of the
that.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force, where I don't think there were leprechauns. There were some kind of elves in the woods.
Yeah, I think I remember that. I was thinking
Looks,
about watching that new Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie. I saw it on HBO when I was
yeah.
browsing through there the other night.
I've been thinking about it. I just didn't know if I wanted to or not.
Yeah, I don't. There's some things where I like. It's like I'm either just tired of it because I've seen it so much, uh, or I'm afraid that they've ruined it.
They probably ruined it. That's what I'm afraid of.
Because like I know I've heard a lot of good things about the new South Park, but I don't know. I'm just kind of about it at this point. I'm just
Well, I mean, it's South Park. I haven't watched the newest season, but I've seen the specials and stuff. It's just like those guys are still kind of funny and stuff, but it's like nobody. I mean, who wants to watch South Park? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I'm just at a point where I don't want to consume the same media for the rest of my life. Like even if they have like new and interesting stories, I mean, you got to think about it. I've been watching South Park since I was like 12, 11 or 12 years old, and now I'm 34. I've been watching this for over 20 years, and at some point I don't know, just kind of burn out on it, I guess.
Did you see what Michael Jordan was doing
No. What is he
for
doing?
his 60th birthday? He decided to celebrate by giving the Make a Wish Foundation $10 million,
Oh,
and
really?
it's the largest donation that they've ever had
Well, good
from an
for Michael Jordan, man. Like,
still the greatest of all time.
I would say so. It's sad because athletes used to be folks that you looked up to. And
Yeah,
I'm not saying that people like Jordan and them were perfect. There were controversies and everything back in the day and rivalries and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it felt more wholesome and pure. And then you get into like the Daryl Strawberries and with like all the freaking steroids and stuff like that. And then you get like the Michael Vick and the dog fighting, and then for some reason, you all end up with all this criminal behavior just all throughout sports, and it's just really weird.
we got jalapeno milk in the chat. They said even MASH knew in the end, except when they brought it back.
Well,
Or
didn't they
well,
just bring it back for a movie?
it wasn't really brought back. It was like a sequel to the show, like called After MASH or something like that. It's really bad.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was so bad that people don't
That's
talk about
probably
it.
why I don't remember it. I
Yeah,
do like MASH, man. I always enjoyed watching that show.
yeah.
I liked Radar and what was it, the Colonel, the old guy who was pretty much in charge of the
Oh
shebang.
yeah, like later on, he was the white haired guy that was on everything in the whole world back in the day.
Yeah, but I really liked his character in Radar. And wasn't like, isn't it, was it or just a rumor or like Will Ferrell's father was in MASH?
That guy kind of looked like Will Ferrell. I don't know if that is true or not. Was it? Didn't he? Wasn't that character Trapper John?
I think so.
I can't remember. I always liked Hawkeye. I've watched so many of them. We used to watch them at
Yeah,
home and then watch them here.
yeah, yeah. He was Honeycutt.
Oh, was that who it was?
Yeah, that was Will Ferrell's dad.
That's so crazy.
Or wait,
Do 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 do. Have you ever seen the movie?
what? The MASH movie. It's been a
Yeah.
long time. Oh, maybe he's not related to Farrell, and it's just a coincidence that their last names are the same. It really doesn't say.
I don't know, always weirded me out when I watch these old movies from like back in the 60s and 70s and they're really violent and have like lots of bad language. For some reason, I thought back then they didn't do that kind of stuff in movies,
Let's see.
but they'd still be like rated PG and like have a bunch of nudity and
Yeah,
do 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 do. Do 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 do. Why
that's
did
a
that?
really sad song too. Like the actual lyrics for it, it's like
Yeah,
a
it's
good
in the
time for
movie.
suicide or something.
Yeah, in the movie, at one guy decides he's going to die, and so they sing that song while he goes and lays in a casket. And they convince him that he's dying or something. It's just a big. Why did they make a Creed 3?
I don't know. I mean, I they've kind of done their own thing. I mean, it's not like they're calling it Rocky. So at least they've kind of like separated it and made it about like the Creed family. I'm not really into movies like that, but anybody heard talk about the actual Creed movies, they seemed like they enjoyed them. Like,
I mean, the first two is okay, but I mean, if Stallone's not in it, I ain't watching it.
but it's like you're like, why is there a Creed 3? You know, there's going to be a Fast and Furious 10, Doug.
Oh, well, I knew years ago they was going to keep making them.
And there was another one that they were
They're,
doing
they're
too.
never going to quit making those. Fast 37. And it'll be like, you know, Vin Diesel's dead. And so it's just computer animated Vin Diesel. He's like, family.
Yeah, he's got to fight like an evil Vin Diesel who's like all about like from another dimension where he doesn't have a family, and it's like one of these just terrible DC Comics plot lines.
Yeah.
And then he gets like an end up like with like a Knight Rider knockoff that's just like him from another dimension where he's actually a car.
Yeah, he's been put. He's like he is the car.
And it's
They
just
bring back
like
Paul Walker. Paul
all of
Walker
these
drives him, and they're in
different
love.
interdimensional Vin Diesels and Paul Walkers just coalesce into like this giant just car planet in the middle of space. And yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man.
I seriously think the Vin Diesel as a car with Paul Walker who drives him being in love with him would be the funniest thing.
What if the ultimate twist is like they keep going with the Fast and Furious movies until they end up like writing it into where like that's the origins of the Transformers?
They eventually become
Like,
robots on a
yeah,
planet.
like they end up like attaining like inner peace, and they leave their celestial bodies to inhabit the vehicles and start Cybertron in hopes of like a great dystopian future of fast
Oh man.
cars, and then Vin Diesel becomes Megatron.
Oh man.
I don't know. That would be hilarious though, man. Like
I think we
that's
just
where I
created.
would take it if I were in charge of the franchise. I'd be like, I'm secretly gonna make this the origin of the Transformers and just not tell anybody.
That'd be hilarious.
Video James says Vin Diesel versus N64 graphic style Vin Diesel.
Yeah, there you go.
I can really imagine that too, like with all the blocky arms and stuff. Like they don't even have a neck; their head just kind of turns from side to side.
I know what you're talking about. Jalapeno milk. It was like it had Desi Arnaz Jr. in it, and the it was a computer program that turned into a car. Was that it? And then there was a cartoon show where this guy turned into a car. It was really weird.
I remember that one. It was like
Turbo
Teen
Team.
Racer or
Yeah.
something like that.
Dave remembers. He's got it up. He said Turbo Team.
That one was really weird because like he would
Yeah,
like he would kind of turn into a cat when he would turn into
he
the
would start
car.
turning to a car, and like the last thing to turn into the car was his head. So it was always like really weird.
It was so strange, man. I was gonna say, what was that one that was actually really cool where it was like mechs and the guy was like controlling his mech with like a Nintendo controller?
I don't know.
It was like more of a '90s thing. You would know it if you saw it, but
I'm
it
too
was.
tired to. I'm too tired to brain. My brain's got the dumb.
I gotta remember what the hell that one was called because that was actually really cool because it was kind of like SWAT Cats in a way. It kind of had that same kind of feel to it.
Do you remember the Ultraman knockoff where he was pretty much Ultraman, but the guy it was in a computer and he fought computer viruses?
Or you mean Reboot?
No, this was like straight up Power Rangers, but it looked like it was blatantly an Ultraman.
Megas XLR. Yeah, that was what it was. That's
That
that
was
cartoon that I was talking
I didn't
about.
really watch cartoons during that period. I
You
didn't
should
have
go
to.
back and watch that one, like if you see it on Tubi or something. It was actually really cool, man. It's SWAT Cats level good stuff.
Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. It was pretty much Ultraman. Like it was so weird, but like it was in a computer though.
There's another one that I remember too that was actually really cool. But it was like a claymation Bump in the Night.
Oh, dude, I remember Bumping the Night.
I liked Bump in the Night a
I
lot.
loved it.
I started to rewatch it with a wife, and then we got to a couple of the ones where he like had a song, and I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible because like the writers just played the same crappy blues riff over and over again. And
Yeah,
had the worst lyrics imaginable. But it's still really cool to watch, man. Like even the visuals of it was really just it's a neat thing to see in action.
yeah, it looked great. Bumpy ate dirty socks, and what was his friend's name that lived in the toilet?
Squishy.
Squishy. Do you remember Mr. Bogus?
I think so.
He was a little yellow dude, and it was claymation. Like it had a little claymation intro. Then it would play an animated part, and like in between animated ones, it'd have little claymation ones.
It kind of reminds me of the ones with the little claymation guy that you would see before the Ernest movies.
Mr. Beal.
Mr. Bill, that's it.
Oh no! Video James remembers Mr. Bogus. Mr. Bogus. Out to play. Roshi Paradox said, oh, it moved on me. Let's see. I'll click on it. Superhuman Samurai was the only Power Ranger style show I liked as a kid. I hated Power Rangers and everything, but that one worked for me for whatever. Because it was in a computer, that's why.
See, like I didn't care too much for Power Rangers. I just liked it because I liked the pretty girl, the Kimberly. But I really liked Beetleborgs when that hit. Like they had, and that is just incredibly stupid in of itself because
I
it's
just
like,
like. I only saw one episode and I thought it was hilarious because the thing looked like Jay Leno. That one dude did.
yeah, he's supposed to be like a ghost or something, and they got a guy who's a mummy and a Frankenstein. They got a werewolf and a vampire guy, and it's just so weird because it has nothing to do with giant mech beetles at all. But for some strange, well,
I I liked
the
VR Troopers.
what it was is like the ghost was magic, and the kids wanted. Like he decided to make the kids comic book like a real thing. That's
Oh
how
yeah,
the
they like made a wish
Beetleborgs
or
thing.
something, and he. That's how they became the Beetleborgs.
Yeah.
Video James is talking about Wish Kid. That was a Macaulay Culkin cartoon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like at the start we had Macaulay Culkin, then he turned into the Wish Kid. Dave says, "How about the cartoon Mummies Alive?" I don't remember Mummies Alive. I remember the name. If I saw it, I probably remember that. But I remember the Skeleton Warriors. My mom wouldn't let me watch it. She says skulls are satanic.
I liked Gummy Bear Adventures.
Jalapeno Milk says, "Wow, I just found out Ant-Man 3 is coming out tomorrow. I totally checked out of all that crap.
I thought it had already come and gone, to be
I did. I
completely
thought it was coming
honest.
out this summer. I didn't
Like,
realize it was coming out.
I don't want to join in the bandwagon of like hating on like the Modoc thing because he is a weird character. But like, why does he look like just Joe Rogan's head floating around? Like,
Because Joe Rogan has got an awesome bald head.
hey Paul, you want to do some DMT? Like,
That's why he's
I,
smoking a huge doob.
I just don't understand why they did it. It's just a big CGI head instead of actually making him look like
I don't know why
weird
they
and
shouldn't let
stuff.
Joe Rogan run around and then just CG out his body.
Yeah, they should have had Joe Rogan as
Jalapeno
the
Milk said, "Did anyone watch
Modoc.
Dinosaurs?" Dude, I watched Dinosaurs all the time as a kid. Dinosaurs. I think
Did you,
was that the only lyrics to the song? It was just dinosaurs.
um,
Joe Doc says jalapeno milk. And yes, I know that's jalapeno, everybody. I just like to call it jalapeno most of the time
I do
because I watch
too.
too much Trailer Park Boys.
That is a curse because after watching Trailer Park Boys, sometimes I don't know when to turn the Rickyisms off. And when I say it around somebody who's not familiar with it,
They just think you're stupid.
they think I'm really stupid. They're like, worst case Ontario, water under the fridge. What is
Water
this
in the
guy
fridge.
talking about?
That's my favorite one. Get two birds stoned at once.
Yeah. I'm not an optometrist, man, but or he says I'm not an ophthalmologist.
Dave says Dino Riders was cool. I remember Dino Riders, but I didn't really watch it. I did watch Silverhawks though, and what's the one with the Native American Brave Star? You know, it's really weird. I watched Brave Star as a kid. I made the Lone Wolf comic book, and I went back and watched Brave Star, and it was almost like Lone Wolf in space. It's really weird.
I don't
Hey,
know, Dave.
whoever they were awesome. Theme songs for shows used to be epic. Now they're just like, just really short, and it might be like half of a 10 seconds of some kind of music or a
Yeah, or
fart
it could
noise or
just be
something.
like really some stupid swamp sounding song singing about black magic and whiskey,
Yeah.
like theme songs these days are just terrible, man. Just ugh.
They don't really even like try. I mean, it's nothing really good.
I haven't watched anything like to pay attention. Don't are they still in the period where they're just doing like shitty little piano little bits
Yeah,
and calling that a theme song?
just
Like
like a couple of notes of something, and it's like nothing, no real themes.
kind of like a more deconstructed Seinfeld theme, just without the cool bass and the doos, you know.
King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. That was a good theme song.
I think
Uh,
one of my favorite theme songs has always got to be the DuckTales theme song.
I almost think that Jason the Wheeled Warriors might have the best theme song.
Or Tailspin had a really good, or Darkwing Duck. The Disney ones had really good theme songs,
Oh, they
man.
really do, man. The two best theme song people were Disney and the people who made the shows for TGIF. And
Yeah.
it's almost the same person that sung every one of the songs. And if you put them all together, they kind of work. Like Family Matters and Step by Step and
Yeah.
Full House.
Read about the good times on the newspaper page. Love and tradition, it's grand desire. Some people say it's even harder to find.
Dude, when I hear that stuff or watch it, I just, it makes my heart ache.
It does me too, man.
I just,
I
it makes
wish
me
I
want
could
to go
go back
back.
to those days. Yeah. I just want to go back to the warm sunshine, jumping on the trampoline with my friends.
Jumping off the house with an umbrella. Time to fly.
I don't know. Things seemed simpler back then.
They really were. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the government sucked just as bad and everything, but at least
But
I wasn't as aware of it.
but I don't know. If somebody had told me as a kid I was going to grow up to be a guy who's like selling lunch boxes and cereal bowls and comic books and stuff, and I think I'd be pretty happy. I'd be like, yeah, I consider that a win. You know, could be a lot
Man,
worse. I
last
could be
night,
in jail like all my other friends.
after talking about um, how you pretty much have to market everything and everything else, your actual book comes like second. And I started thinking about how niche everything that I make is, like my music and my comic books. It's kind of
Yeah.
depressing.
Well, what do you mean? Like the fact that because you're not putting marketing first, you feel like you're kind of stuck in a niche?
No, I feel like that, like I'm in such a niche place that I'd have to put ridiculous amounts of work in doing stuff I don't even want to do to make things that I'm supposed to be making and have fun with.
Honestly, Doug, and this might sound like I'm being arrogant or something, but dude, like I've been able to navigate this like by the skin of my teeth, man. Like
Dude, I mean, I
you
can,
put way more effort into anything than I have ever done. I have no question of you making it, man. It just takes time and it's
well,
hard
this is
to
my thing. I just don't want to do that. That's what I'm getting at.
yeah.
I don't like, I'm done streaming. We were talking last night, like this kind of stuff where I hang out and talk to you guys is fun, but trying to stream to find an audience to do anything, done. I'm almost
Yeah.
done with YouTube completely,
Hey,
other than
there's
just hanging out with
well,
like, you know,
that's how I treat my YouTube. You know, it's just for whenever I want to pop on and have a good time. Sometimes we do the I kind of believe, and sometimes, you
and
know,
see,
I
like
just play video games. And
with me, like the amount of money that I make doesn't matter as long as I'm not like going broke. But I feel bad because I want the people that's helping me out. I wish I could give them more money. You know what I
well,
mean?
there are alternatives, and I know you don't like some of them, but like, you know, like there are available options for you. Like if your next book does well enough, if like have you considered like hiring a marketing firm? Like it's not
No,
that
I'm
bad.
not doing any
Like
of that stuff either.
well, that's what I mean. You're just passing along to somebody else, but they may be able to do enough legwork to get the other people that you want paid, you know?
Yeah, but they also I might not make anything, and then they lose out on my gamble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it was just me, that's one thing. You know,
Yeah, I can see that.
that's my only reason with not. And that's the thing too. That's where I feel like I'm stuck at this weird place. I'm content just to make the books and 10, 15 people read them. You know, that's fine. That makes me happy. I just I don't know. I just wish I could do better for Eric and other people that work on stuff and help me out.
You will. I mean, Toddic's making really good money on his stuff and everything. Like, granted, none of the guys in our circle are doing like those, six figures or anything, but even five figures is still pretty damn good for us. And I feel like we got our own little niche market.
Dave says get a deal with Walmart.
But, well, you and Eric only have one book already. And the
Yeah,
first
but I
book
mean,
is always going to be a loss, Doug. You know that. I feel like if you stick with it and you get Lone Wolf 2 and Psychotron 2 out, I think those will do a little bit better. And I think they'll do even better with number 3. Like, one of the hardest obstacles to get over is just because of how many comics just come out and then nothing ever happens with them. Like, they release their issue 1, but they didn't make enough money, so they stopped making comics. So it's really hard to get people to buy those first issues. But I don't know. You get 2 or 3 issues in there, I think you'll do well enough. I think you'll find yourself in the place that you want to be.
I'm content where I am personally. I don't know. It makes me feel guilty. You know what I mean?
Eh, we're all adults here, man. Like, at the end of the day.
I know, but I always worry about other people. I worry about hurting people's feelings. Like anybody that I consider a friend, I always worry that I'm going to do something and hurt their feelings or mess something up for them. I just can't help it. Like
Yeah.
just randos though, I could care less about randos.
I think you've done a lot more for us than you give yourself credit for.
Man, I don't know. I don't care.
I feel like Eric's gotten a lot more credit for his work lately with you guys doing Psychotron and everything. Like, it seems like he has a better outlet and he's starting to get a good fan base going with that too.
Yeah. I mean, that dude works his butt off, man.
Yeah. James says there's no guarantee what will take off, but if you don't put it out there, you'll never know.
See, and I'm content with it not taking off. It would just it would just be nice if I made enough money to where I knew Eric was cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's my goal to a degree is I want to be able to keep doing this, but I honestly don't want to keep having to pull money out of my pocket to do this. So
Yeah, I know what you mean.
my biggest thing right now is just getting it to where it's paying for itself. If I can get there, I'll be happy. And then that'll be where Carlos is getting his money and everything too.
Well, I did write that mega hit today,
Oh yeah, the pooping song. I like
and
that one.
I really think I'm going to make a video for it and put it on the YouTube.
You should, man. I don't know why you don't like. I like your goofy songs. I think they're pretty cool, even if they. There's this one guy, and this is terrible because I can't remember his name, but he went on this one thing where he was like, "I'm gonna make a song like every day for like 2 weeks or something like that." But he ended up doing like that "Re Your Brains." I don't know. If you looked it up, you probably heard it somewhere. But like he was just doing a lot of kind of goofy, you know,
See,
quick songs, and then out of nowhere, like the "Re Your Brains," a song that he probably put maybe 3 minutes into creatively, ended up like catching on and going viral.
I remember somebody doing the thing about doing the songs like that.
Yeah, I
See,
don't
that's
know.
what I'm thinking. If I make up a goofy song and let's say once a month, I put out a video with a goofy song.
It doesn't even have to be necessarily a video, just having the song on your YouTube too. But I think like the videos would help with your music because that's the one thing that you're really kind of limited on as far because you've got a lot of skill as far as, the stuff that you're making. It all sounds great. It sounds good. But I feel like, maybe you are missing that little visual element of maybe a couple music videos to
Well,
go along with stuff.
it's really hard to sit down and make something like that after you spent hours and hours working on a song that's 3 minutes long.
Yeah. Oh, I don't blame you, man.
Like if I can convince somebody to do this stuff and do it for free, that would be awesome. Like me and my brother started a YouTube channel like months ago where we were shooting guns, and what few videos we posted, we jumped up to like 300 and something viewers in like just a couple of weeks. But both of us hate editing videos and stuff, so we just kind of quit. I just hate editing video. Jalapeno milks his Buckethead wrote an album every day for a spell. I couldn't do that. I could probably write a song every day. Maybe. Like today, the song I did today, it was super easy. It just came out because it's a song about poop, and I can make up ridiculous things about poop. But yeah, I want to do a video. Skinny's on mute, so he's probably pooping. Um, I want to do a video for the song that's like an actual live action. But if I'm in it, I'm gonna wear a mask and I'm gonna come up with a name, probably something like that. I don't know if it really sounds like it, but I was trying to make fun of like Limp Bizkit and stuff with the poop song. So I kind of want to use like a pseudo sounding rap name, uh, like Big Deuce, which is like big and then deuce for like poop, or Loose Deuce because that'd be like loose poop, like loose stool. Video James said a song about poop that just came out. Hirsch Braddock said you had some mental egg slacks to get that poop song out so easy.
Had
Uh,
to have.
I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could play it on here or not. If I share a screen, will it
You
play music?
Yeah, you just have to make sure you have that little tab clicked for sharing audio too.
Okay.
It should be in the bottom right when you go to share. Should go to present,
Okay.
share.
Let me find the. Let me go find the link for that. I clicked on this and it's playing a stream now from some random point. Let's go find that stupid thing. It'll take a minute because I'm on this Chromebook and it's slower than poop. Did you guys ever watch Impractical Jokers?
I have not, but I saw that they had something on HBO. I think
See, I
like a
really like
movie
the old
version.
show, and there was four guys on it. But on the new ones, one of them left, and so now it's really weird. I don't know. They like have a guest star every time now, and it's always like some big Hollywood person. I don't know. It made the show weird to me.
They
Oh, I
lost
think
each
I might
other.
have it.
I
Just
started playing Shadow Warrior 3 today. Pretty happy with that game. Very 80s game. You would like it, Doug.
I like 80s stuff.
The whole intro for the first game has the touch.
That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna see if I can present this. Let's see. Share screen. Share system audio. Chrome tab. I got to poop. Can you see that?
No, you have to
I have to present it now.
Yeah. Present your balls.
Oh, dadgummit. Okay, there we go. Add the stream. There we go. Now I'm going to play it.
You can do this.
It's supposed to be doing it.
I hear it.
Yeah, boy. DJ Freakin' in the house. Come on, you know what it's like. When you gotta take a big nasty poop. Well, I run in the door. I kick off my shoes. Then I run to the potty. Cause I gotta drop a deuce. Been waiting all day to sit on my throne. Cause here I'm the king. I'm gonna play on my phone. I've got to move. I've got to move. I've got to move. Well, I drop off the kids at the swimming pool. And then I flush. Don't want the boat too cool. Well, I need something soft to wipe my bum. No one pot, please. I don't want poop on my thumb. I've got to move. I've got to move. I've got to move. I've got to move. I don't know about you, but I got moving to do. I like to stream a movie or watch some YouTube. I don't know about you, but I got moving to do. I like to stream a movie or watch some YouTube. Go and poop, drop a deuce. If your stool is loose, you better see a doctor. Go and poop, drop a deuce. If your stool is loose, you better see a doctor. I've got to move. I've got to move. I've got to move. I've got to move.
That's so stupid. So stupid. Yeah. Video James says this is gold. Like when I do that though, does it sound like it looks like I would be the guy like doing that stuff? Because I really exaggerated a lot of it and tried to make it kind of cheesy or corny like poop. Jalapeno Milk says I'd use that for my show opener. Video James says love it. Dave says I wouldn't want to see it perform live. Got to poop. There's one part where it's like I was wanting to do a video. If I do the video, one part says like I sit on my throne because I'm the king or something like that. And like if I do the video, I want to like sit on a toilet with a crown and like a scepter. But the scepter would probably be the toilet bowl brush. And I'd have a crown on. Maybe a crown made out of toilet paper. Yeah, but that's supposed to be like a making fun of a parody, not a parody, but like in the style of Limp Bizkit. Because I actually saw a Limp Bizkit video today and it made me laugh, and then that's why I did that. Because I couldn't believe Limp Bizkit's still around. Because I have to poop. Vito James says, I was going to say your voice does sound different in that song. Yeah, I tried to make it sound as different as I could. Vito James says, I got almost seen an animated music video for that. Any kind of video would be cool for that, animated or not. But like I was thinking, like a name like Big Deuce or Loose Deuce or something like that.
Yeah. Doug Billy. That's the one I say.
Yeah, but it's got Doug in it. I don't want my name in it. I mean, I don't care if people know, but I don't really like. I don't want. I don't want somebody to search for my music to listen to my serious music and listen to that, or somebody to look for that and then listen to my serious music. They'd be like, "This guy's not funny."
I suppose. I just do it like an alter ego and not try to hide it and be like they are connected. Be like Doug Billy's your retarded cousin who comes over and
Jalapeno,
hogs your studio. Like
Jalapeno says, "Pooh Billy."
Pooh Billy, Dung Billy. Uh,
What was Jiggle Billy from Aqua Hunger Force?
commence jiggling.
Oh man, Happy Time Harry.
Yeah, I gotta get my dialysis machine. You know.
Yeah, the Happy Time dialysis machine. Got your red dancing glitter shoes. Comes with action bills.
He convinces Jiggle Billy to like blow his head off. I don't feel like jiggling anymore. Oh
But
hey,
Hey guys,
howdy.
what's up?
Ah, not much. Sitting around in the dark.
um, man, I've been watching some really cool stuff about like the pyramids and stuff lately, man. There's been like, do you know like they really didn't find any like anybody in the pyramids? Like, there's no like hieroglyphs or anything in there. Doug can't hear anything.
I can barely hear you, and I was going to put my headphones on, but they don't want to work.
Oh, Dave's in the chat asking how you're feeling, Mrs. Skinny.
Hey Dave. Uh, I feel like I have COVID still, so
Yeah, she can't taste anything, which we got in a fight earlier today because like we wanted to get something to eat. And I wanted like hot French fries and stuff because I don't know. Sometimes when you're sick, you just want some salty French fries and like a Sprite or a Dr. Pepper or something like that. I don't know. I'm like that. I'm like I need my potatoes. Maybe it's something to do with my Irish heritage, but she was like, "Well, let's get Subway," and I was just like, "No, I don't want Subway. Besides, you can't even taste. You don't get to decide what we eat." That's like a blind man suggesting what movie y'all gonna watch. Like, he ain't watching nothing. He, he doesn't have a voice. But no, I was talking about with like this pyramid stuff. Like they still haven't figured out what they're for. But I was watching this one guy, and he actually had some really cool stuff where he was proposing like they were using them as like ancient chemical plants, basically. And he was showing how you could have used the pyramid, how they could have used it to make a bunch of sulfuric acid.
Hmm. I think they're ancient laser beams shot into space.
Well, the acid thing kind of like made a lot more sense to me because you remember they found like that Baghdad battery too. Like they're like this ancient battery that's just like a pot with like a piece of iron stuck in it and everything.
What if long time ago the Earth was like really advanced, and the pyramids were like the people that when the apocalypse happened, they were still advanced enough to like create stuff, but then eventually they died off and everybody was stupid and we started all over again.
I think that's probably what happened. But
Hmm.
I mean, a lot of this, like a lot of this stuff, which is actually really cool, it proves a lot of the things that happened in the Bible, like which I think is even fascinating because on one hand, some people would probably think like, hey, if you start talking about ancient civilizations and how we've been wiped out and replaced over and over again, it's like they think that discounts like the things in our religion, but it just like it adds more evidence behind them, man. Like it has the opposite effect you think it would, especially like with them being able to find evidence of like the Great Flood with the Younger Dryas thing. They're like, hey, that's it, man. They found evidence of Noah's flood too. I don't know. I think that stuff's really cool, man.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It's just wild how we still have no idea. Like, did you, like if you think about, we cannot replicate the pyramids with our current technology, Doug. We cannot make the pyramids like they made the pyramids, even with our current technology
We'd have to
today.
use like if we could even halfway pull it off, they'd have to use a helicopter, and then a helicopter still can't really pick up that much weight.
No, it can't. It's really weird, but like logistically, even we're still not capable of moving stuff like that yet, which is really weird.
It is weird.
But a lot. But the Egyptians have like a stranglehold on it. Like they control the narrative because everything's on their soil, and
Yeah,
but
that
they basically just stole everything. They put their names on everything, and they're just being like, "Oh, this is our stuff." No, this was here before your people. Like your people, like grew up around it, yeah, but this is not. Y'all didn't make this stuff, man, because y'all still don't even know what it is.
well, and their timelines are like you was talking about. Their timelines are way off from everybody else's. Like all kind of people go and like look at this stuff, and they're like, nope, nope, our timeline's way different.
Well,
You're wrong.
the biggest way to know whether or not Egyptologists are full of crap is like if you ask them about the obelisks and you're like, well, how did they get these things out of the quarry and stuff, and they'll tell you. If they tell you that they use those little like stones to like bash and carve these things out of there, you immediately know they're full of crap because like the people who are studying all of these like artifacts, they're like all like the amount of precision that's involved in a lot of these artifacts, like these granite structures carved from a single stone, are so precise that they would have had to have been machined because it's just impossible that somebody could be that precise by hand. It's like how people can't draw a perfect circle.
Yeah, I believe they were cut with lasers. So Lapino Milk says we can't go back to the moon. We never went to the moon.
I saw something where they were talking about the moon's a spaceship because like it kind of started making sense too. I know I'm getting like crazy out there, but like all of the craters in the moon all like are incredibly shallow. They all stop at the same point, no matter like how large or small the impact crater is. So no matter like how much force is behind it, it's not going there's a layer, there's an impenetrable layer there. There's
It's the
something
cheese.
there.
The moon's made of cheese.
But I saw somebody that was hypothesizing that maybe it's an ancient structure that was put there to keep the Earth on the axis because they're like everything's so damn precise. Like it's wild. Everything serves such a explicit purpose that maybe it was manufactured this way.
You mean that there just wasn't an explosion and life just accidentally happened?
No, I never thought that. That
I always thought
always
that's
seemed
kind
a
of
bit
dumb
weird to
myself.
me. Like I know with the expanding expanse and contractions of space, I kind of understand that to a degree because that's kind of like when you're breathing. Because like the universe is a living thing, you know, like everything here is a living thing, you know. But like with the universe always expanding, maybe it will get to a point where it starts to contract again. Just like we do when we're breathing, we take that deep breath in, we're expanding our chest, and then eventually we're going to have to breathe out. I wonder what's going to, will we be alive for that? That would be cool if we
You just
were.
completely lost me.
I don't know. I lost myself too. I'm all right.
Like I said, man, I'm too tired to think about anything.
But just think about like the whole thing, like the moon, like all of those craters have about the same depth for the impact. They all don't go beyond a certain point. That's just very strange, all things considered.
It's a Death Star. It just got crust built up on the outside.
It's a death poop.
Maybe it's a life star.
That's no moon. It's just an intergalactic restroom.
I wish they'd hurry up and drill a hole through the earth with a massive laser.
Why are we having issues with balloons? Can I ask that, Doug? Everybody's freaking out about balloons right now. What's the deal with the balloons?
Uh, I don't know if you know the YouTuber Demolition Ranch. On his last video, he had the funniest intro I've ever seen. He's like,
Uh,
"Hey guys, I'm going on a balloon trip." And like, he gets on the balloon and it's rising up and he gets up somebody. He's like, "Hey, look, it's a plane." And it just shows the plane shoot that balloon down.
that's funny.
Oh, it was hilarious.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I do watch those guys occasionally. I don't keep up with a lot of it, but every now and again, like I'll venture to the gun side of YouTube
I watched
because
some.
what really got me into like Demolition Ranch though is he had a couple of videos where he was talking about like the coil guns and the rail guns, like
Mm-hmm.
the electric guns. Those things were really cool,
It was
man.
pretty neat.
And those can't be aren't firearms because there's no fire involved. So
Exactly.
yeah, fuck you, Uncle Sam.
But those also weren't strong enough to even hurt anybody, really.
I don't know, like there was one that wasn't that bad, but they had one that had like the 3-shot burst where it was firing those metal discs and they shot it at that watermelon and it like
Oh yeah,
penetrated like easy. Like it was there like this is only half power, so we're not going to try to shoot each other with this one. But that was wild. But just imagine like technology is going at such like an incredibly fast rate. Like 10 years ago that kind of technology wasn't even possible.
I can't wait till we use the technology to build that built electric cars to make electric guns.
Mm.
Do they fire electricity? Because that's what I want. I want like the lightning gun from
Be
Quake.
like a laser gun. And just cut a
Pew
hole in.
pew.
Pew! That's what it sound like. Really
That just
huge manly dude, and he'd be like,
that just kind of reminds me of like one of these funny bits, and I think it was like Mass Effect 1 or 2. But like you're walking by this guy and he's like training the new recruits and he's talking about like make sure whatever you shoot at, you're gonna hit. Because if you don't hit it, that bullet is gonna keep going into the outskirts of space until one day it ruins some poor bastard's day. It was really funny, but it was a whole thing about like laser guns. Like how far could those go before like they deteriorate? Like, would
Um,
they still maintain? I mean, since it's like a laser and a light, would
like
it
if you
have a
shot it,
loss of velocity like a bullet would, or would it
yeah.
just be like
And could it not, like, if you shot it into the sky, just rip a hole through space time?
maybe
Because it just goes and goes and goes, and eventually, maybe it gets so fast it just destroys all time and space.
laser guns? Just I don't know. Those just seem a little strange to me because like with as fast as light travels, like there is probably like no time at all between when you're pulling that trigger and the object you were aiming at is already destroyed.
Yeah.
Like that's just wild to think about, man. Like
A
it's just
laser gun,
instantaneous. It's not you don't even have to wait for the bullet to get there because it's light
you
speed,
just
man.
pull it and it's like, well, and also a laser gun would have to be made that when you pulled the trigger, it just shot a burst. Because think
Yeah.
about it, if you pulled it and you held it, you could burn a hole like straight through the earth.
mm-hmm.
You like shooting at somebody shooting down, it's just like you pull it down and it just goes.
Yeah. I saw was it maybe it's like Backyard Scientist or somebody, but he ended up getting like one of these tattoo removal laser things that he was playing with, and that was wild, man. Like we're
There's
getting close to having that kind of technology, Doug. Like
there's one
we're
dude
almost
on
there.
yeah. There's one dude on YouTube that just buys all these medical lasers and plays with them. Is that the dude you're talking about?
It may be. I thought it was a backyard. No, I think it's the Backyard Scientist guy.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
think
that's.
yeah, I don't think it's the same guy. But this one guy buying all these medical lasers from China online and
Well,
like
this one, the guy that I'm talking about, he did. It was like a medical tattoo removal laser machine that he got from China. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, holy shit! I didn't think we were that close, man. Oh, it's this guy. Uh, I can't.
Poop.
poop,
I can't deal
poop,
with this
poop, poop,
shenanigans
poop,
today.
poop my pants. Poop, 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 poop my pants.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But laser weapons would be cool, but it just seems odd to me, like how quick it would be from your trigger pull to impact.
Like
It's like a
whoever,
fighting game, like House of the Dead.
whoever came up with the first laser gun would automatically be the world victor, though, because you can take out a whole army with a laser gun.
Yeah.
You just need the one.
What about plasma guns? Like, are we ever going to get around to doing cool stuff like that? Like, I want to melt people when I shoot them.
Like in Fallout.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't even know how that would even work.
But like some of those laser guns, like they probably wouldn't even like kill you like instantly. They just like put a massive amount of cancer
You just
in
it's
whatever
a laser
you're
gun.
aimed at. Like, oh, you're dead in 6 weeks now, bro. It's
Give me a
over.
phased plasma rifle in the 40-watt range.
We call this the leukemia 450.
You got like a shoulder mounted laser blaster, and they
We
call it
have
the Big C.
we've got weaponized cancer, man. That's the way it goes.
It's like 6 months, you're all dead. They just shoot and kill you with real guns.
The double action will make a wish foundation.
Ichthu says you can 3D print a gun, and it's shown to be possible to
Okay.
shoot with it. And
Guess who has 3D printed a gun and shot it? Me. 3D printed a Glock 17. Well, I 3D printed the lower. The upper, you still got to use,
I saw a recent one where they did like the most 3D printed materials for an AR-15, and it was actually really cool, man. Like they had it to where you only needed, I think it was like the barrel, a couple things for the lower receiver, and your bolt, and that was probably it. Like I think it was crazy because they were like, we wanted to see how much we could actually, 3D print, how much we could cut out, and it was cool. I'll
there's
find a link to it.
there's one I've got it saved. The designs for it. This guy, I can't remember his name. He created it, and he was over in Europe, and they arrested him, and he died in prison. But he made a gun with using a 3D printer and stuff from a hardware store, and you can download the blueprints for it, and you can print everything, the fire control group and everything. You go to a store and you can buy the thing to make the barrel. They tell you what size of pipe to get, and they tell you how you can drill it out and rifle it and everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, and guns aren't very complicated machines. They're just a couple of springs and switches and stuff.
Just need spark and gas.
Yeah.
There you go, Doug. This is the one I was talking about.
Is this Hoffman Tactical? Yeah. Yeah, I watch this dude.
But yeah, this is the one that I'm talking about where he is talking about that they like challenged themselves to design something that was almost entirely 3D printed. I like how they blurred out the magazine thing. I know why they do that too.
Yeah, you have to now.
It's crazy, man.
But that dude right there is insane, and he's super young, and it's really cool to see him coming up with all these designs being that young.
That's the part we normally print when printing AR-15s. We normally buy completed uppers and other components. But here I wanted to take it a step further. So the lower and the upper receiver, the handguard, the barrel nut, the buffer tube.
I hope I grow up to be that cool someday.
I hope to look as good in one of those hats as that dude does. Like, I feel like I would look like a turd if I put one of those on.
I used to wear a hat like that occasionally.
I've always liked those hats.
So the scope of this build is a lot bigger than just a 3D printed lower receiver. Now the reason
I used to throw the penguin off of the cliff in Mario.
This platform is now available for you to print.
I had to play Mario 64. We didn't have it.
That was my best Christmas in 1996.
We had GoldenEye. That's the only thing we played pretty much. And Super Smash Bros.
I liked Shadows of the Empire.
I never did get to play that, and I always wanted to. I did play Jedi Knight 2 on computer though, and it's a lot similar to that. Man, remember when Star Wars was good?
Or yeah, especially the video games like Battlefront 2.
Send
And
me
I'm
your
not talking
Super
about the
Chat.
Xbox stuff. I'm talking about like, well, it was on the original Xbox, but like the original Battlefront games, those were so fun, man. And then they ruined it with EA and loot boxes and all this other shenanigans.
Yeah, every game is ruined now though with that crap. Oh, what's the deal?
I don't know. That's why I buy a lot of indie games though these days. I kind of stick to the more smaller end developers and stuff like that just because of reasons like that. Because they're just, I don't know, they're always wanting to get something extra out of you. And it's just, I'm tired of being milked, man. I just want to buy the game and get it over with.
I just play the same 3 games over and over and over. Hey, look, here's a train calendar for 2023.
Oh, cool deal. That's terrible, Doug.
It is terrible, but it's funny at the same time.
Oh, man. Things are going to get weird. You know that.
Man, Tennessee's
Dude,
really been pooping it up this year.
I
So far.
went to Rite Aid with the wife yesterday, and it's like all the cold and flu stuff was gone, man. Like empty shelves completely. It was wild. Never seen that before.
Man, every time I go to the dollar store, they're out of everything. I'm not talking about like the dollar store. I'm talking about the Dollar General.
Oh, the Dollar General. Yeah, we don't have those out here.
800 General now.
We had we had Dollar General and Family Dollar.
Your Family Dollar is like the upscale fancy dollar store. By
Really? Because
fancy, I
like
mean,
for us, it was like the ghetto, trashed out version of it. Honestly, they were the same thing essentially, though.
yeah, pretty
They're the
much.
same company owns them.
Yeah, and same company owns the Dollar Tree now too.
My Mrs. Skinny actually used to work for those folks. She had to work in the one that was in the hood. That was very fun. They had a really high robbery rate over there. It was crazy. I'm glad she don't do that anymore.
We don't have any armed robberies here. Everybody just dies from meth overdose and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, gotta get that meth. I think I'm gonna take me a dose so all my teeth will fall out, and then I won't have to go to the dentist.
Good way to lose weight. Hardcore drugs.
Oh, I'm trying to get comfortable. I ain't comfortable.
I guess y'all found out my secret to staying thin. It's just simple meth.
Guys, I'm Tard. TARD. I got one more day of work after today. Can't wait. You got real
Drugs.
quiet in here.
Sorry about that. I had to cough up a lung.
I'm trying to look as old and disgruntled as I can in the camera.
Yeah. Say no to drugs, kids. Leave them for Skinny. I'll take care of them.
He said, "Who's a tard? I'm Tard, son. TARD. Tard.
Turd.
Tard. I'm Tarded.
Poop.
I'm mad Hiroshi Paradox didn't come hang out with us tonight.
Yeah. He's just being a tard.
Nick is here, but he's just saying poop and tard and stuff.
Poop.
At
My
least that way.
girlfriend. My girlfriend made me watch You today. I liked it because it reminded me of poo.
Poop.
You poo. I just ate a whole frozen pizza. I'm a little beside myself.
I like pizza.
Pizza's good.
I ain't had no pizza or nothing in over a month. I miss pizza. One of these days I'm gonna eat another pizza and it's gonna be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, if I don't die before then. Or if China don't take over before then.
Oh, they've already taken over.
I guess I'll be eating Chinese pizza.
I heard it sucks.
Got squid on it and soy
It's still
sauce.
better than Chicago or New York pizza, though.
New York pizza's got poop on it.
It's just
People
doo
just
doo.
poop in the street. It's like a San Francisco pizza.
Chicago deep dish is just a lasagna.
I like. Well, let me put it this way. They
I
used to
like it. I just don't like calling it a pizza, man. I don't feel like I feel like it's different enough to be its own thing.
I was gonna say that the kind I had here, it wasn't hardly that deep, but it was good.
Hardly pooping, son.
Yeah,
That one's like the pizza pie pizza, you know, like I like
Chicken.
pizza. I like cheap pizza the most though, like Little Caesars or something like that. I don't know, man. I
let me
like my
tell
cheap
you,
pizza.
the secret to Little Caesars is always order it with extra cheese.
Oh
Once
yeah.
you whatever supreme, whatever extra cheese
Well,
always makes it better.
we got that thing where you ask for extra most bestest.
Hmm.
And at first, like when I first heard it, because had started doing that, I thought somebody asked for extra asbestos. And I was like, what in the world's going on? Extra most bestest. That sounds too much like extra asbestos, man.
I want my wall to kill
Asbestos.
me.
I'm wanting some mesothelioma.
I need some lead paint flakes.
I want my pizza from Camp Lejeune.
I want fat Star Wars fans to admire me.
Yeah, at behind the pizza joint. Meet me there. Admire me.
Oh, you like comic books? Oh no, I gotta get out of here.
Did you bring the Oscar Mayer wiener?
I got them little smokies.
Yeah, little smokies.
Little donkey penises.
I'm telling. Guys, I think I'm gonna go.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just kind of.
Oh, it's all right, man. I am exhausted.
Yeah.
I didn't get no sleep last night. I'm not
Damn.
going to do nothing here at this place where I have to come to sometimes.
Got them tiny Chinese Wuhan people up in my bloodstream causing a ruckus right now.
Yeah, I'm going to end the stream. Bye, people out there in the stream.
Bye, folks.
Goodbye.
All two of you.